Your starship was badly damaged during a routine cargo run. Your distress beacon was answered by a ship full of immortal and beautiful people. You now sit at a bar, trying to make heads or tails as to why they won't let you go after your ship was fixed. Our search and rescue team is always busy with workload. In this vast space, there are a lot of failures happening, and we are like Superman hearing cries of each and every ship in the known universe. Like any society, we too had set some rules which would keep us sane, and one of them being no interaction with the mortals or their events. The only workaround being if they are dead or are dying and are as good as dead. You might wonder and ask, why do you have a search and rescue team if you are not going to interact with their events? It's just that we are looking out for our brothers, the humans. The other day, when we heard a beacon from a starship with a young crew, we were excited. Our own humans, and we could rescue them. We could rescue them, and they could stay with us, because for the rest of the world they are as good as dead. You would ask me now, why do you want to keep them captive? My answer is empathy. Empathy is a strong emotion us humans have which enables us to experience things which we never could. Being immortals, we rarely get to experience the pain that comes from death. The experience of someone close dying enables humans to value their mortality. It has probably been centuries we have seen someone die, and us immortals need that dose to keep us going forward. With a young crew with all the requirements taken care of, they can procreate and die when they get old. And when they die, seeing the pain their family would go through, us immortals can get our dose of pain. The last set of mortals we had captured, we feed them too well, and they all died a few generations later of obesity. This time around, we have learned more of their metabolism. We would ensure this crop lives longer. Your starship was badly damaged during a routine cargo run. Your distress beacon was answered by a ship full of immortal and beautiful people. You now sit at a bar, trying to make heads or tails as to why they won't let you go after your ship was fixed. "And why would you want to leave?" she asked, smiling and tilting her head as she did so. Her silver eyes reflected the white lights of the ship's bar. Every crease at the corners of her mouth seemed perfectly arranged, as if a painting had come to life before me. "Well, I have a job to do," I replied, taking another sip from the golden liquid that seemed to be the only drink on offer. Warmth spread from my throat to my stomach as I swallowed. My fingers began to tingle. I'm grateful for your help with my ship, but now it's time for me to carry on with my journey. After all," I chuckled, "if that cargo don't get delivered, I don't get paid." The alien woman laughed with me, a sound of such profound joy, I felt a sudden welling of tears in my eyes at the hearing of it. What in space were these creatures, I wondered? They seemed to appear from nowhere after the accident. Cosmic space dust collisions are a 1-in-a-million chance, but when they happen, survival is rare. The flames had almost reached the cockpit, but then their golden palace-like ship had emerged from dark space, and these silver-eyed angels had saved me. "Staying with us, you have no need for money," the alien woman said softly. "Stay with you?" I shook my head ruefully. "And what need would beings such as yourself have for someone such as me? I certainly won't fit in." I took another sip of the golden drink. "Besides, I have a daughter to see. With the money I make from this delivery, she might finally know me." Suddenly, porcelain arms surrounded me in an embrace as the alien woman drew me into a hug. I craned my neck to look into those silver eyes and saw silver tears running from them like rivers of mercury. "Say now, whatever could be the matter?" I asked. "Did mention of my daughter stir some sad memory of yours?" "I'm sorry," she sobbed, "but to leave behind one's family is a dreadful thing." Aye, it was at that. But the journey will only be a few months more, and well worth it. You don't understand, Arthur. She leant back and wiped her eyes. Every movement so precise that even this motion appeared as if a subtle dance. I don't remember telling her my name. I start to my feet, a sudden spike of fear coursing through me. "Who are you now? Been a few too many coincidences this day. Am I your prisoner?" The other beings in the bar had all turned to look at me now. Why did their eyes all look so sad? "Arthur, you are no prisoner of ours, but neither can you return to your family. It is time for you to remember. Look upon your hands." I look down at the charred skeletal ruins where my hands used to be. Then I see it, the rest of my body, scorched beyond anything recognizable as a human being. Then I remember. "Ah," I croak. "So that's it. You didn't arrive in time after all, did you?" "We never do, Arthur," the silver-eyed woman said, hugging me again. "We never do. Your starship was badly damaged during a routine cargo run. Your distress beacon was answered by a ship full of immortal and beautiful people. You now sit at a bar, trying to make heads or tails as to why they won't let you go after your ship was fixed. Look, man, I'm telling you don't want to go back down there, man. There's no better party than up here. Drink up and be merry, man." The roguish charm of the ship's bartender was starting to work. I stared at the glass of beautiful amber liquid in front of me and began to ponder drinking it. I looked down the bar and found the gazes of my hosts already locked with my countenance, and I could sense their appeals coming. "Sweetling," the ravishing woman next to me began, "it's terribly lonely down there. Wouldn't you rather stay and warm me up?" The ship's courtesan made a rather convincing opening statement. "And if you return, you will find no warmth. I will guarantee it, for they do not deserve it," barked the severe-looking older woman at the end of the bar, who served as the ship's environmental officer. "You will return to only strife. My machinations are already in motion, not that I would stop them," the stout-looking weapons officer on my right proclaimed. "We can protect you here, stay amongst us, and be enriched by our purpose," offered the ship's regal-looking first officer. "Besides, the creatures of the universe are much better company than anyone you'd find back down there," offered the ship's xenobiologist. "We'll sail through the infinite oceans of the universe, a glorious and unending tide," shouted the ship's navigator. "At speeds you've never even dreamed of, Ace. I'll fire the engines up now," said the ship's engineer, sprinting towards his post. I took in a deep breath and again considered the beverage in front of me, knowing this choice couldn't be unmade. "But Father is down there," I offered weakly to nobody in particular. "Oh ho, my boy, think not of that knave who has held you back for so long. Take your rightful place on my ship and join us, nephew," boomed the captain, now standing at the helm. With one motion, I grabbed the snifter and drained the delicious concoction in an instant to cheers from the gathered crew. The bartender clapped me on the back heartily. "Hey, man! Let me be the first to welcome you to the Olympus, my guy. You're going to fit right in, man." I had escaped.